To me, this is the saddest sight in Haverhill at the moment. I probably shouldn't feel that, because I could go into many a home in the town where tragedy has struck, or where there is violence or deprivation. These surely are more important than an old building. Of course they are, and I am very proud of the way Haverhill community pulls together to help residents in difficulty. It has always been like this for as long as I can remember. A child needs treatment, townspeople chuck their money in like the end of It's a Wonderful Life. What an amazing place. But in life, spending all your time helping those around you, though noble, is not necessarily a recipe for material success. You're more likely to get on if you're sharp-witted, self-confident, articulate, or drop-dead gorgeous. It's an unfair world. And the same is true of towns. I'm afraid that if Haverhill wants to get on, it needs to be more than just a community of nice people. Yesterday's fabulous family Christmas night and draw-dropping fireworks display would have astonished many from outside the town if they could have experienced them. Why? Why is Haverhill still not a place where people would expect to find such events going on? What is it about Haverhill that makes our local authorities feel it is not worthy of a museum? I've pondered over this question for the best part of 25 years. Everywhere in Britain has one, from Orkney to the Scillies. Clare has one. Haverhill, a town more than 10 times the size, has a little room hidden away in the bowels of the Arts Centre, and even that is now under threat. The history group who run it are facing losing their council funding. Actually, they've always wanted a museum of their own, and they'd like it here, to give them a chance to save this precious old corn exchange. Ah, you say, but Clare is a historic place. It has a castle. What makes you think Haverhill is not? Is it Milton Keynes or Camborne, which were created in our lifetimes? Anyone could think so. In fact, Haverhill is an extremely historic town. It has fascinating Roman, Saxon, medieval and Victorian elements. It is one of only 4 West Suffolk towns to have a market in Domesday Book. Clare is another, but must have been very new then. It has almost no Saxon history, as the Big Dig discovered. Haverhill was a sizable Saxon settlement. In the first vaguely accurate map of Britain in 1595, only 10 places are named in the whole of Suffolk, and one of them is Haverhill. In the 19th century, a complete Victorian town, of which this building is part, was created here, and most of it still survives, unusual, if not unique, in southern England. None of this comes across to the casual visitor. We hear of places being airbrushed out of history, but Haverhill has almost had history airbrushed out of it. Incomers think it's a faceless town which just appeared out of the ground in 1950 or 1890. And I fear there is little hope of changing that. A prominent Conservative councillor told me they considered a museum for Haverhill would be pointless. I know of Labour councillors who would fight a museum because it would glorify the Gertine family. While we have these blinkered lunacies among those who represent us, I would not be at all surprised if our entire history was buried beneath the premises of the next cut-price retailer we can clasp desperately to our collective bosom.